biographer Giles Brandreth is a former Conservative MP who had a close relationship with certain members of the royal family and has now written a biography of Queen Elizabeth which gives an incredible insight into her personality. According to an exclusive extract of the new book published by Mail Plus, the Queen often saw the humor in things, and certainly did when she met former U.S. President Donald Trump in 2018. The Queen apparently had put up with Donald Trump walking in front of her while they were inspecting the Guard of Honor at Windsor Castle. The biographer wrote, "Far from being offended, she was amused." Later on that night, Queen Elizabeth watched her interaction with the former POTUS on television, and when she saw herself bobbing about behind him, she laughed out loud. During her 70-year reign on the throne, Queen Elizabeth met with 15 Britain prime ministers, and her time as Britain's monarch also spanned over the terms of 14 American presidents. However, it seemed Mr. Trump was quite taken with Queen Elizabeth during his state visit, and later wrote that the pair of them had gotten along wonderfully, talking the whole evening. When Queen Elizabeth died in September, the former commander-in-chief wrote a tribute to her in the Daily Mail and described her as grace, charm, nobility. She was an icon to the world and her loss is felt by billions. He added, "She was beloved by the American people like few others. The Queen was truly special to us." The former POTUS also revealed that he once asked Her Majesty who her favorite prime minister had been, to which she replied she had liked them all. Many leaders have often remarked on her sense of humor, with ex-Prime Minister James Callaghan once saying that the late monarch often saw the funny side to life and all his conversations with her were enjoyable. According to Boris Johnson, there was lots of laughter when he went to visit Balmoral Castle, the royal holiday residence that it is often tradition for British leaders to visit. Mr. Johnson described her as full of characteristic humor and wisdom. She was also known to joke with world leaders, as in 2007, ex-POTUS George Bush accidentally made a blunder during his welcoming ceremony for Queen Elizabeth at the White House when he said she helped celebrate the U.S. bicentennial in 1776 when he meant 1976. Rather than take any offense, that evening Queen Elizabeth opened her toast to George Bush by saying, "I wondered whether I should start this toast by saying, when I was here in 1776. All the guests at the White House laughed, and Mr. Bush later responded, 'Your Majesty, I can't top that one.'" A similar incident also happened with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in 2015. When he mentioned that Queen Elizabeth had met his father Pierre Trudeau, who served as Prime Minister from 1968 to 1979. When the Queen went to make her speech, she began by saying, "Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old," which caused everyone in the room to laugh. After Queen Elizabeth died, Mr. Trudeau remarked that he had benefited from her counsel as well as her thoughtfulness, her curiosity, her sense of humor,